Have you ever faced a moment in life when everything felt like it was falling apart, when the odds were stacked against you and you wondered if you had the strength to go on? Maybe it was the loss of a job, a serious illness, or a broken relationship. During one of my most difficult seasons, I remember crying out to God, not knowing what the next step would be. But through that darkness, I discovered something priceless: the strength that comes from faith and the power of perseverance. These are not just traits of the strong, they are gifts we can all cultivate when we lean into God's promises. Adversity is a universal experience. Whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, we all face trials that test our resolve. In those moments, it's not just about surviving, it's about finding strength within and above that carries us through. The stories of Isaiah and Moses show us that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, faith and perseverance can lead to transformation and triumph. Isaiah lived during a tumultuous time in Israel's history. He was called to be a prophet during the reigns of multiple kings, when the people of Judah were turning away from God and facing threats from powerful empires like Assyria. Despite the political instability, idolatry, and widespread corruption, Isaiah stood firm in his calling. He delivered messages of both judgment and hope, urging the people to return to God. His message was not always well received. He was ridiculed, rejected, and faced constant danger for speaking the truth. Yet Isaiah never wavered. He saw visions of God's glory and foretold the coming of the Messiah, becoming one of the most influential prophets in Scripture. From Isaiah's life we learn that faith means trusting God even when no one else will. It means standing alone if necessary, and holding on to the truth despite the cost. His story teaches us that unwavering faith isn't about ease or comfort, it's about endurance, clarity of vision, and spiritual conviction. Moses' life was marked by incredible highs and devastating lows. Born into a time when Pharaoh sought to kill every Hebrew boy, Moses was miraculously spared and raised in the palace of Egypt. But after killing an Egyptian in defense of a fellow Hebrew, he fled to the wilderness. It was there, in the silence and obscurity, that God called him to return to Egypt and lead his people to freedom. Moses resisted at first, feeling unqualified, insecure, and fearful. But with God's assurance, he returned and confronted Pharaoh, performing miracles and leading the Israelites out of bondage. The journey didn't end with their escape. For 40 years, Moses faced grumbling, betrayal, and constant challenges in the wilderness. Yet he persevered, guiding a rebellious people and faithfully delivering God's law. Moses' perseverance teaches us that leadership is not about ease or applause. It's about obedience, patience, and the strength to press forward when the road is long. His story reminds us that with God's help, we can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. While the times have changed, the essence of adversity has not. Like Isaiah, we may face rejection for standing firm in our beliefs. Like Moses, we may feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities before us. But their stories remind us that we are not alone, and that God equips those He calls. In today's world, adversity might come through loss, injustice, burnout, or isolation. So how do we respond? First, we cultivate resilience by staying rooted in Scripture, surrounding ourselves with a faith-filled community, and maintaining a posture of prayer. Resilience grows when we refuse to let setbacks define us, and instead see them as stepping stones. Second, we harness faith by actively trusting God's promises, even when we can't see the outcome. Perseverance is not passive. It's choosing to move forward each day, no matter how small the step. When we combine faith and perseverance, we gain strength not just to endure, but to overcome. The stories of Isaiah and Moses show us what's possible when we hold fast to faith and push through adversity. Isaiah teaches us to trust God's vision even when others don't understand. Moses reminds us that perseverance through difficulty leads to freedom and fulfillment of God's promises. Now, it's your turn to reflect. What challenges are you currently facing? Where can you lean deeper into faith and press on with perseverance? Take a moment today to pray, journal, or talk to someone about your journey. And if this message resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share your story in the comments, encourage someone else, or simply take one courageous step forward. Let faith and perseverance be your compass, because with God, no challenge is too great to overcome.